You know, it's strange to think about how life can change in the blink of an eye. Just a few years ago, I was sitting in a dimly lit diner pouring coffee for customers who barely looked up from their phones, convinced that my dreams were just that, dreams. I was the kid who everyone said would never amount to anything, destined to be stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. I felt that too. There was this nagging voice in my head whispering doubts as my parents looked at me with a mix of expectations and disappointment. But beneath that uncertainty, there was a fire, a quiet determination that would eventually lead me to become the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. The funny thing, I didn't always believe I was capable, but a series of moments, some heartbreaking, some transformative, forced me to reckon with my own potential. Each setback piled up moments of betrayal and loss that would have crushed many, but for me they became fuel. I guess you could say my journey didn't start in an office with a sleek chair and a corner office view. It began in that diner with the clinking of silverware and dreams that felt too big for my reality. The reality of betrayal and heartbreak shaped me. But it was only when I faced those demons head on that I found my true self. Someone who wouldn't just survive, but thrive. And that determination born from struggle is what I want to share with you today. This is my story, a tale of resilience and hope from the shadows of doubt to the light of success. It started as a normal Tuesday, the kind that blends into the background, the hum of coffee machines, the click of keyboards, and the faint murmur of my co-workers. But then, out of nowhere, everything shifted. "Daniel, can I have a word?" I'd asked, catching him just before he stepped into the boardroom, fists full of his unyielding ambition. There was a heaviness in the air, as if the weight of my own heart was pressing against my chest. I had been working tirelessly, sacrificing late nights, missed family dinners for what recognition love. But all I sensed from him was disinterest. "Make it quick. I've got a meeting." He snapped, impatient eyes flashing. "It's important." I pressed voice steady, despite the trembling in my stomach. But I wasn't prepared for what came next. "Whatever it is, I don't have time." He cut me off, dismissing me like I was just another tangle in his overscheduled day. Hurt flashed in my mind, quickly consumed by the ball of shame and disbelief bubbling inside. And then, like a scene caught in slow motion, I heard the words that would change everything. "You're fired." The white noise of the office faded, my pulse quickening. "There's no place for you here anymore." "Wait, what? For what?" My knees weakened, but my voice cracked with defiance. "I've poured everything into this company." His laughter hung in the air, heavy and cold. "You think you're indispensable. You're just another piece on my chessboard. I don't need someone like you getting in the way." And just like that, the room filled with echoes of abandonment and betrayal. I stood frozen, a fragile shell of the ambition I'd once clutched so tightly. But deep down, anger ignited. How dare he underestimate me? In that moment of humiliation, I realized it wasn't just about losing my job. It was about losing myself. He had taken the trust I had in him and twisted it into something ugly. But as I walked out of that office, the sting of rejection fueled a fire within. I wasn't done yet. I would fight back, reclaiming my power piece by piece, no matter what it took. So here's where it all goes from bad to worse, folks. Picture Daniel standing there, heart pounding in his chest, like he's about to audition for a role he's totally miscast in. I mean, 1 minute he's sipping his espresso like a Bond villain, and the next total panic mode as he realizes Elena is gasping for every breath while Ava's got her hands all over the situation and not in a nurturing nurse way. Nope, far from it. The medical team bursts into chaos. Oxygen meters beep like they're trying to alert some secret code. Everyone's shouting, trying to piece together the madness. And there's Daniel paralyzed between two worlds. One where he's this brilliant CEO, and the other where he's, well, let's just say his bedside manner could use a little work. You can almost hear the collective sigh from the viewers. Really, dude, this is your big hero moment. And just when the drama peaks, who strides in but Elena's dad? Yes, Richard Vaughan, billionaire, extraordinaire, and seeker of truth. Picture that classic dad who just got off his private jet, ready to protect his girl. Daniel's got about as much chance against him as a goldfish in a shark tank. Richard's eyes are scanning the room like he's got a sixth sense for danger, and you can't help but chuckle at the sheer absurdity who knew family meetings could get so intense. But wait, while chaos reigns. Eleanor's in the background, and you can almost see the gears turning. She's not just a damsel here. It's like she's realizing that being the victim might just be the starting line. You feel that flicker of determination in her even as the weight of betrayal hangs heavy. It's like she's saying, "Oh, you think you can play me, game on." There's a storm brewing in her building strength, with each breath, each gasp, and let's face it, it's electric. So there's Daniel caught in his web of lies, thinking his charm can wiggle him out of this. Spoiler alert, it can't. As the room swirls with tension, you can almost taste the irony, because in trying to crush her, he's igniting the fierce spirit inside Elena that's ready to rise from the ashes of betrayal. In that stark, sterile room, time froze. The chaos of betrayal echoed in every heartbeat. Elena's breath quickened. Desperation clawed at her chest. But then something shifted. Richard Vaughan strode in commanding attention with an aura that shattered the fragile alliance of deceit. His presence was a storm, fierce and unyielding. "Daniel," he said, voice like steel, "we need to talk." Eleanor's heart surged. Could this be the reckoning? Daniel's bravado faltered. The colour drained from his face. Now he stammered, "Can't you see she's vulnerable?" Richard's gaze didn't waver. Vulnerable, or just waiting to rise? In that moment, a flicker ignited within Elena. She wasn't just a bystander anymore. With every laboured breath, resilience seeped into her marrow. Daniel's choices had chained her, but the weight of them was lifting. "I'm not helpless." She whispered the words, barely audible, but resonating with newfound power. Her voice grew steadier. "You don't define my strength." Ava's smirk faltered, fear creeping in. Richard leaned closer, eyes locked onto Daniel's. "You've underestimated her. She's no pawn in your game." Eleanor straightened, each breath filling her with conviction. "I won't be broken. Not by you. Not by anyone." The betrayal pierced like a knife, but instead of bleeding out, she found clarity. Shattered pieces of her identity began to realign. As the confrontation unfolded, the gravity shifted. The truth, her truth began to emerge like the dawn breaking the darkest night. Daniel's empire stood tall, but the foundations were crumbling beneath him. Eleanor in that moment saw the flicker of her old self ignited by the fire of righteous anger. No more silence, no more hiding. This was her turning point, the spark that would consume the darkness fueling her unstoppable rise. As the chilling handcuffs click around Daniel's wrists, Eleanor stands tall in the crowded courtroom, her heart pounding with a mix of anguish and triumph. The cameras flash like a storm as news crews rush to capture the downfall of the man once held on a pedestal. Today, he's no more than a figure trapped in his own web of deceit, and with every headline that splashes across the morning papers, the truth ignites like wildfire. CEOs fall from grace, betrayal, and justice served reads one prominent article, but for Eleanor, this victory transcends fleeting news cycles. Her voice, steady and resolute, rings through the hall. I am more than a victim, she proclaims, silencing whispers that once diminished her worth. The words she shares resonate deeply, her experiences forming a bridge to others who have suffered in silence. With each sentence she weaves a tapestry of resilience that connects with the hearts of listeners, inspiring them to reclaim their own power. As she steps away from the podium, a soft smirk crosses her lips, a quiet acknowledgement of battles fought, scars worn, and the undeniable strength she has gained. The feel of a firm handshake from her father serves not only as a sign of support, but as a testament to her journey, a merger of past pain and hard-won resolve. Elena knows that success hasn't erased her scars. They remain reminders of the darkness she emerged from. Yet with each day that dawns anew, she transforms those reminders into fuel for her mission. Now, as the leader of a foundation supporting survivors of domestic abuse, she stands not just as an emblem of survival, but as a beacon of hope for countless others still searching for their own path to redemption. As we draw the curtain on this tumultuous saga, we must reflect on the profound metamorphosis that has unfolded. Elena's journey from despair to empowerment stands as a testament to the strength hidden within vulnerability. She emerged from the shadows of betrayal, not merely as a survivor, but as a champion for others whose voices have long gone unheard. Through her we learn that trust isn't just given, it's earned, and sometimes irrevocably shattered. Power can corrupt, and revenge may seem like a sweet remedy. But what if revenge only perpetuates the cycle of pain? Can it ever be equated to true justice, or does it merely mask a deeper wound? These questions linger as we examine the aftermath of actions born out of betrayal. Daniel and Ava, once powerful figures in their own rights, fell victim to their own arrogance and deceit. In the end, their empire crumbled, not because of strength, but through the weight of their choices, demonstrating that integrity and honor ultimately prevail. As we ponder this intricate web of power and integrity, I invite you to share your thoughts. Is revenge ever justified, or does it lead us further astray? Have you ever found strength in failure? We all have stories that shape us. Let's open that dialogue in the comments below. Remember, truth has the power to heal, to transform, and ultimately to set you free. What will you choose to do with your truth?